If you love food and love to cook, you are going to love this. If you don't know how to cook, but you love food, you are going to love this. I guess what I'm trying to say is, if you love food, you are going to love this. I am in the Culinary Annex today with Chef Cass to learn about all of the great things that happen here. Chef Cass, thank you so much for having us.
Yeah, thank you for having me.
Well, tell me about the Culinary Annex and your programs.
So the Culinary Annex is a hands-on cooking studio. So we have multiple different classes, anything from Asian cuisine to French cuisine, baking, as well as Puerto Rican cuisine and herbal medicine classes too. Wow. And also pop-ups. We have a few different pop-ups too. Egg King is one of our main pop-ups here at the Culinary Annex.
Well, tell me a little bit about you. How did you get your start?
Oh, it's a long story. I'm from Des Moines originally, and when I grew up, my mother and father and I, we loved new food. So for example, when the first Indian restaurant opened, India Star, we were the first family in the door because we were so excited to try something different. And we would eventually start traveling to different cities and going to new places and coming back home and trying to recreate recipes. So I've always had a deep love for food. And eventually, I ended up in New York City for 8 years, where I really got to dive deep. And then I came back to Iowa to get my culinary degree at Iowa Culinary Institute and kind of dabbled around a bit. And I had a friend suggest, or well, basically drag me into the social club and say, you're teaching classes at the Culinary Loft. And I started in 2016-ish and have been doing it ever since. And once they closed the doors at the social club, I kind of wandered around as a chef nomad and did some classes for people. And yeah, just last year in September, I was finally able to open up my own space. So that is the Culinary Annex, and I'm just excited to be showing people how to cook and enjoy new flavors, and it's just wonderful.
Well, I know my family will appreciate if I come out of here with some new skills and learning. I know you have a few things that you're going to show me today.
I sure do.
Well, let's head into the kitchen.
Awesome. All right.
Chef Cass, I wish people could smell how amazing things are right now.
Yes, we had a curry class just last night, and one of the curry powders we used was the Japanese curry powder. And in some of the other classes, these are some of my other spices that I use. One is the ají amarillo spice, and then from Peru, and then we also have sumac, which is a Middle Eastern spice, as well as French Provençal, which would be used for French cuisine, of course. And then we have Szechuan peppercorn, which is used in northern China for Szechuan cuisine. And then we also have Bork, we have the Midwest Saison blend, which he uses for his Puerto Rican classes.
So interesting, so interesting. But I see here you have some knives out and an onion and some garlic. Are you going to show me how to cut some things up?
I sure am.
Well, show me how it's done.
All right, so a little bit about the knives we have here. We have two different knives. These are 8-inch chef knives. One is what is called a santoku, it has these little divots here. It's to prevent things from sticking to it. And then we have the good old 8-inch chef knife. Now, it is most important to have a sharp knife. A dull knife will cut you. A sharp knife won't. Reason being is when you cut, and also you want to hold nice and tight right by the blade as close as you can get. And that sharp knife's going to catch on whatever you're cutting. Okay? And instead of just putting pressure down, you're going to slide that knife through. All right? That's going to make it work like butter. Okay? And then we have the cut, which I'm going to do cut in half. It makes the onion a lot easier to peel. And if you start crying, I'm sorry. That's a thing.
I usually only cry when I cut myself with my dull knife.
Oh no. Yeah, and if you actually have a dull knife, you can go get it sharpened professionally for $5 at Edge Tech, right around the corner.
Here in Valley Junction.
Yes, all sorts of great things in Valley Junction. All right, so we're going to use the tip of the knife, and we're going to very carefully slide down through the cut. And we're not cutting all the way through the onion. As you can see, I'm leaving that back portion intact. And I'm showing you how to cut this up really nice and easy. As you can see, I'm always keeping my fingers out the way. Okay? And then we're going to pivot our knife. So I'm using the tip to pivot, and the middle of the knife is going to do all of our work. Then you're going to cut down and slide that knife forward as you go. Okay? And as you can see, I'm keeping my fingers out of the way. All right. That is how you dice up an onion.
And this is why you need to sign up for one of Chef Cass's classes, because you can learn how to do this the right way.
Absolutely.
So, Chef Cass, tell me how folks sign up for your classes.
If you go to Culinary Annex on Google, you'll find my website. dsmculinary.com is the place to go. That's where you'll see all the classes listed. Also sell gift cards for people as well. And you'll get to see all the fun events going on.
Well, it has been amazing to be here today. Thank you for sharing the spices, the cutting technique, and opening your space up for us today.
Absolutely. I really appreciate it. Thank you very much for coming.
Well, make sure you check out the website dsmculinary.com.